And in 2004, the FDA did something it almost never does. It approved a health claim, a specific one, for a specific nutrient, fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids. The FDA said supplement companies could legally put "may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease" on their labels. The supplement industry did not need to be told twice. Within 5 years, fish oil went from a niche product to the most purchased supplement in America. By 2023, it was a $2.4 billion industry. Globally, I am Dr. Stack. This is BrainStack Labs, where we read the studies so you do not have to. And here is the part nobody mentioned when the FDA made that announcement. The effective dose in the actual research was almost never what they put on the bottle. Pick up any fish oil bottle in America right now. The serving size is almost certainly listed as 1,000 milligrams. 1,000 milligrams. That is the industry standard, but there is a number buried inside that 1,000 milligrams that actually matters. EPA, DHA. The two omega-3 fatty acids your body can actually use. In most standard fish oil capsules, that combined EPA plus DHA number is somewhere between 300 and 500 milligrams. Here's the part the industry was really hoping you would skip. The clinical trials showing cardiovascular benefits, they use 2 to 4 grams of combined EPA and DHA per day. Not 2 to 4 grams of fish oil, 2 to 4 grams of the active stuff, EPA and DHA. That is 4 to 8 of those standard capsules, every single day. Just to hit the research dose, and most people take 1, maybe 2. That is not a supplement. That is theater. Today, we are going to look at what the research actually says about omega-3 dosing, why the gap between the bottle and the evidence is so wide, and what actually makes a difference. This is not medical advice. Talk to your doctor, but let us look at what the science says. Pause. Go grab your fish oil bottle if you have one. Look past the big number on the front, the 1,000 milliliters, the 1,200 milliliters, whatever it says. Flip it over. Find EPA. Find DHA. Add those two numbers together. If the total is under 600 milligrams, you are in the majority. This is called the concentration problem. A 1,000 milligrams fish oil capsule is not 1,000 milligrams of omega-3. It is 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, a mixture of fats. The actual omega-3 content depends entirely on the quality of the oil and how it was processed. Cheap fish oil capsules can be as low as 30% active omega-3. Higher quality, more concentrated products run 60, 70, even 90%. Same 1,000 milligram capsule, very different contents. A 2019 analysis in the Journal of Nutrition looked at 47 popular fish oil products. The average EPA plus DHA content across all of them was 35% of the labeled fish oil dose. 35%. So when someone says, "I take fish oil every day," without knowing the EPA and DHA content, they are telling you almost nothing. And so, if the industry settled on 1,000 milligrams capsules with 300 to 500 milligrams of active omega-3, what were the researchers actually using when they found benefits? Let us look at Reduce It. That is the study that reignited the omega-3 conversation in 2018. Published in the New England Journal of Medicine, 8,179 patients, cardiovascular outcomes, real endpoints, the dose, 4 grams of EPA per day, not 4 grams of fish oil, 4 grams of pure EPA, a pharmaceutical-grade prescription product called Vashpa. The result? 25% reduction in major cardiovascular events. That is a meaningful result. But it was achieved at a dose almost no one taking over-the-counter fish oil is anywhere near. Here is the analogy that lands. Imagine you are trying to charge your phone. The cable works, it is a real cable, but it is pushing 10% of the current it needs to. The phone will charge, technically, in about 4 days. That is most omega-3 supplementation. The mechanism is real. The dose just is not there. This is not a conspiracy, it is a market problem. High concentration fish oil costs more to produce. Higher prices mean fewer units sold. So the industry built a category around a dose that is easy to swallow, literally and commercially. The research was inconvenient, so the research got ignored. But here is where it gets more interesting, because cardiovascular disease is only one part of the omega-3 story. Brain health, inflammation, mental health. Omega-3s show up in the research across all of it, and the dosing picture there looks different. For cognitive function and mood, a 2022 meta-analysis of 26 randomized controlled trials found that EPA specifically, not DHA, was the key driver of effects on depressive symptoms. The effective doses range from 1 to 2 grams of EPA per day, still higher than your average capsule, but not as extreme as the cardiovascular literature. Here's the myth that dies today. Any omega-3 is better than none. That is not false, but it is a little like saying any run is better than not running while congratulating yourself for walking to the mailbox. Technically accurate, practically misleading. The threshold effect in omega-3 research is real. Studies consistently show dose-dependent response curves. Below a certain threshold, the effects are small and often statistically negligible. Above it, outcomes shift meaningfully. The threshold depends on what you are targeting, but for most of the high-quality research, it is higher than what is in 1 or 2 standard capsules. One metric that is actually useful here is the omega-3 index. It is a blood test that measures the percentage of EPA and DHA in your red blood cell membranes. The target associated with cardiovascular protection in the research is an index of 8% or higher. The average American has an index of 4 to 5%. Let us go back to 2004, the FDA approval, the health claim that launched a billion-dollar category. The claim was, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Notice what it does not say. It does not say how much. It does not say what form. It does not say which omega-3 fatty acids. Fish oil got the claim. The specific doses in the specific studies that earned that claim, those details never made it to the label. That gap between what the FDA approved and what the industry shipped is exactly where the problem lives. The FDA approved a category. The market filled it with products, and somewhere in that gap, the actual research dose got quietly left behind. Here's the uncomfortable part. If you want to hit the doses used in the strongest research, you have 3 realistic options. 1. Find a high-concentration fish oil with 600 to 900 milligrams of EPA plus DHA per capsule and take 3 to 4 per day. This exists. It costs more. 2. Get your omega-3 index tested first. It is a simple blood test, sometimes covered by insurance, and let the result tell you where you actually stand before spending anything. 3. Get your omega-3s from food, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, at 2 to 3 servings per week, lands you in the range associated with cardiovascular protection in epidemiological studies. That third option is not exciting. There are no ads for eating sardines. Nobody is packaging it. But the data for whole food sources is strong, and it costs almost nothing. Here is what we covered. Standard fish oil capsules contain far less active omega-3 than most people assume. The effective doses used in cardiovascular research are 2 to 4 grams of EPA and DHA per day, well above what most people take. High-concentration products exist but cost more. And for most people eating a Western diet, the omega-3 index is below the target associated with protection in the research. If you want to know where you actually stand, test first. If you want to supplement effectively, read the label. Look for EPA plus DHA, not just fish oil milligrams. And if you want the strongest evidence base, without the premium price, sardines. The sources and studies are in the description. Read them yourself. We do one of these every week. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one. What supplement are you actually taking right now that you are not sure about? Drop it in the comments. We might cover it next. I am Dr. Stack. See you in the next one.